So one of my students was recently asking me about something called imposter syndrome and whether it was normal to feel anxious about not being good at animation when you start out, and specifically whether you feel like you're an imposter and whether you shouldn't be doing it. And of course, yes, the answer is yes. The answer is, I promise you, everybody feels this way in the beginning. I certainly did when I started out animating, and really for a long time into my career. I can remember the first time I got a job as an animator at Disney, and I remember showing up and thinking, I have no idea what I'm doing. I was a junior animator and I was expected to perform at this level of quality, and I really wasn't that good, and I required a lot of help. And I think that's sort of the key to success in the beginning, is understanding that everybody feels that way. And the secret to getting around it is to understand that you're not expected to know everything in the beginning. But what you are expected to do is fess up to what you don't know. In other words, how to ask for help. So one of the things you really want to get used to in the beginning is understanding who can help you and how you can get that help. And what you really need is mentorship, and someone to show you the way, and someone to help you. And often, in life, we will end up having many mentors. I've had many mentors over the years in animation, obviously beginning with my father, but also people I've worked in the industry who I was lucky enough to work for, people like Andreas Deja, and James Baxter, and many other animators who were kind enough to share their skills with me, and their abilities. But I do recall that it's very, very important to understand, that you need to ask for help, and admit to what you don't know. Sometimes it's very tempting when you're starting out not to ask for help, because you feel you can't admit to how little you know, because then you do feel like you're an imposter. Like, what am I doing here? I really should admit to how little I actually understand at this point. But everyone's that way in the beginning, and you want to be a sponge. You want to soak up knowledge, absorb knowledge from everybody you work with, learn from them. Understand you don't have to be brilliant in the beginning. You just build incrementally on the knowledge that you have, and you get better over time. Check your ego at the door. Understand the difference between ego and confidence. Ego actually gets in the way of building confidence, because it makes you brittle and it makes you less likely to want to learn. Whereas when you get rid of your ego and you understand that you have to learn in order to improve, gradually you build in confidence, because you build this body of understanding of your craft, and you get better at it. So yes, imposter syndrome is something that we all experience. It's certainly something that I experienced in my early days, and even well into my career, particularly when I was switching to 3D animation, when I didn't know anything about how the 3D animation systems worked, and I've had to learn so much. And you're always learning. You never stop learning and being open to learning new things, new software packages, new techniques. The industry is always shifting. None of us know anything close to the some knowledge in the industry that's out there, and you're always going to have to build on what you know, admit to what you don't know, and learn from those who do know, and sooner or later you're going to hope that you learn something about something. So yes, imposter syndrome is real, but if you experience it, don't worry, just keep going, keep learning, and you'll get there in the end.